Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Andrea Patrick, the BU Boss. If you are new here, thank you for joining me. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Today, we are talking about what it means to be unapologetically you. Through the years, guys, one of the biggest reasons that I started talking about personal branding and being authentic to who you are is because I was watching a lot of webinars and people were talking about how to do their marketing. And one of the things that they said almost 99% of the time was you have to be yourself, just be authentic, but nobody was telling you how. So I had an epiphany and I took that journey and figured that out. And now I teach you how to be authentic, how to be unapologetically you. So today in this video, I want to share with you what it actually means to be unapologetically you so that you can prepare as part of our 4P New Year push. Remember, we are still in that series. This is the next to the last video for the season. So please, if you've not already, go ahead and check out the series. I will leave that in the description box below so that you can watch all of the videos in this episode. I've been at this for a very long time, at least about 6 or 7, maybe even 8 weeks. We've been talking about this 4P New Year push. So there are tons of episodes that are going to help you prepare for next year. Today, we're talking about what it actually means to be unapologetically you. I am short on time, guys, so let's go ahead and dive right in. Okay, to be unapologetically you means that you need to be comfortable in your own skin. Now, I know that this can sometimes be hard because people can be intimidating. Situations can be intimidating, but it's very important for you to get to know yourself intimately and understand what it is you need to do and be your best so that you can create a personal brand that shows off your value, shows a confident being who is able to speak their style story, the narrative that they want people to understand, even when their words are not an option. So being comfortable in your own skin is important. So this means you need to know what it means and how to stay in your lane, okay? Stay in your lane. You need to know what your lane is, and you need to know how to stay in it. Number 2, you need to know what your superpower is and serve with it. If you are an OG follower, you know I am huge on serving, not selling, because people want to know that you care before they care what you know. Next, this is the big one. This is so important. You have to fill your cup first, and you serve out of your overflow. So in being comfortable in your own skin and being unapologetically you, fill your cup first, okay? Know what that looks like. In a couple of weeks ago, or maybe last week, I talked about your schedule and how to manage it and take charge of it. And that is so important when it comes to filling your cup first. If you've not seen that, please go check out that video, or it could have been the podcast because I'm talking about different things inside this 4P New Year Push series. And so it's going on over on my podcast as well. So if you've not joined my podcast to subscribe, make sure you do that as well. And all of that will be in the show notes. The next thing, when it comes to being unapologetically you, it also means knowing and protecting the things that are most important to your ability to live authentically. You've got to protect it, guys, but you got to know what it is. You got to know what it means for you to be and live unapologetically and authentically. So you've got to protect those things, know them, and protect them if you want to maintain authenticity. So what does that mean? It's important for you to communicate your needs, but you got to know what those needs are. You got to know when something is triggering you, what those triggers are, so that you can communicate that to people when you're triggered. You also need to be able to communicate your feelings and your disappointments and the things that you need in order for you to do your best. You've got to be able to do that. So you need to know and you need to be able to protect the things that are most important to your ability to live authentically. The next way to do that is with systems, with your schedule, and with those personal standard operating practices that I've talked about so many times here on my YouTube channel, also on my podcast, But more importantly, I talk about it inside Project CEO. If you have not gotten on the wait list for my signature program, do that. We are not going to be opening the doors anymore this year, but next year you want to know when that is going to happen, because I always make it so beneficial for the people who took charge and went ahead and got themselves on the wait list. So be sure that you get on the wait list for Project CEO, because in there I talk about how to create those systems, how to set up your schedule, how to create those standard operating practices that are unique to you, and they help you teach people how to treat you, set boundaries, and manage expectations. Also, you need to know, when it comes to knowing and protecting the things that you need to live authentically, you need to know what inspires you and what motivates you, what keeps you going, because there are going to be times inevitably when life throws you a curveball or it gives you lemons, and you got to be able to make lemonade and keep going. So in order to know and protect, or in knowing and protecting what you need or what you think is important to live authentically, know what inspires you, know what motivates you, and keep doing that for yourself so that you can keep going and get to those successes. Because God knows, if I am not anything else this year, I am a witness to the setbacks and the derailments that happen. And there's just no controlling it. They just happen. So you have to be able to keep pushing and moving forward in those times. And so that's what is going to help you live authentically, or be unapologetically you. That's what it means. And then lastly, being unapologetically you means accepting the consequences of your actions. Now, I cannot let this go unsaid, because some people could take that whole idea of living unapologetically you mean that they can do and say whatever they want to and forget about all of the carnage that happens in the wake of whatever it is you do. No, ma'am. No, sir. That is not acceptable. You have got to be able to handle the consequences of your actions. So prepare yourself. There are going to be people who do not like the unapologetic you. That's okay, as long as you are killing them with kindness, honey. There is no need to be upset, to be angry, to show off, to get in your feelings when you are living unapologetically and authentically, because that is what you need to do and be your best. It's not you cutting up, acting up, doing and saying whatever you please, hurting people's feelings. There is a level of an emotional quotient that is necessary. You need to be at a high level there, where you are being empathetic, you are reading the room, you're understanding where you are and managing the volume of your personality. But in doing so, the way you do that and live unapologetically is also understanding that there are going to be consequences to actions, and you have to prepare yourself for that. Newton's law of motion says for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. And that is the same when you're being unapologetically you. There are going to be equal and opposite consequences to the things that you say and do. So it is important to mind your behavior, manage the volume of your personality. I talk about this inside Project CEO. I teach you how to do it and explain to you in detail what it is. So again, get on the wait list for that. And then also, being unapologetically you it means being grateful for the no's. Don't be disappointed by the no's, because they get you one step closer to the yes. If you've not heard the saying, it takes 100 no's to get one yes. If you've not gotten to your 100th no, then you should expect no's, and you should be grateful for the no's, because it's getting you that much closer to the yes. All right. That, guys, is what it means to be unapologetically you. It means being comfortable in your own skin. It means knowing and protecting what is important to you so that you can live authentically. And it means accepting consequences to your actions. Okay. All right. Thank you for watching. I'm so excited that you are here. Again, if you've not seen all of the videos in the 4P New Year Push series, I will link that below so that you can catch them all. But also head over to my podcast, because that series is going on over there as well. As many weeks as you see here on YouTube, it's that equal number of weeks over on my podcast. And there are different things that you can use to help you be better and do better in 2024, or whenever you're watching this in the new year. All right. Thanks again for watching. If you have not already, please hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell so you never miss an episode. And guys, we are one video away from the last video of this year's series. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't going to be opportunities for you to catch up and a new information shared, but it's going to be shared in a different way. So stay tuned for that in the next video. And have a great rest of your week, guys. Share this video with someone who might need to know how and what it means to live unapologetically or to be unapologetically you. All right. Bye, guys.